from the league that they just came from.
If the Saudi prince went to Leeds and told Pep, "We'll give you whatever you want, just come to Leeds," he'd be like, "Okay, yeah, I'll go to Leeds," and then he'll buy all these players. Bamford's gone. All those players will be gone.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. But I'm making the point that Bielsa is the better manager.
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
I mean, the recruiting alone, he brought in players to fit his system for whatever fucking reason.
If you want attacking play where you always feel like, okay, like we're probably going to score. But if you actually want to, I don't want to say win stuff because Leeds definitely could win a cup, but with like there was let me see if I can find it. Like his defensive stats.
Whose?
Bielsa's at Leeds. Let me see if I can find it.
I think the main problem with that is they're lacking a general back there. Like Ben White was that dude last year. Like he got it was Player of the Year or some shit, and he was a loan in.
Yeah. And
so like without him, it's going to when you don't have a general in a back three, you're gonna get scored on.
But
every time.
What's his name? The guy with the man
Coach.
I was about to say the guy with the man bun, but that's like all of them.
Narrow it down for me. You're talking about Phillips, Ailing?
I think it's Ailing. He's kind of like, he's the white dude with like kind of the scruffy beard. Yeah. I thought he was like their general.
No, he played more of like an explosive winger role last year. Like he was, you know how Sheffield's center backs would overlap, like their outside center backs?
Yeah.
He was doing that type deal, but he's not the the enforcer type guy in the back line.
Gotcha.
That's supposed to be the coach guy, the German center back that they have.
Klitsch? Oh, no, I know. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
He's supposed to be that guy, but it's his first year, so it's, I mean,
yeah.
They have a relatively new defense without White being there, and I believe White might have been there on loan for 2 years, so he had time to get acclimated.
Where, White was on loan at Leeds?
Yeah, he's at Brighton now.
From Brighton?
I believe so. Could be wrong, but I don't think I am.
Huh. I can't fucking find this now, of course. But
I mean, that definitely makes the difference.
But back to managers. I think in the league right now, Klopp is without question the best. I'd say maybe even in the world.
No, by far, yeah. I mean, come on, 2 Champions League finals in a row, breaking 100 points.
But then Zidane had 3 Champions Leagues in a row that he won. So
no, he didn't. Ronaldo won those.
Yeah, I know. And then I would say maybe I don't want to say
there's no fantastic manager this year.
No,
that's outside of Klopp.
No,
Dean Smith maybe for his recruitment. Ancelotti.
If we're talking about like top 5 managers in the world right now, it would be Klopp without question is number 1, and then there's maybe the Bayern manager.
The Atalanta coach, the Atalanta manager.
Yeah,
I don't know who it is.
But I feel like the Atlanta manager is also the same as Bielsa, where it's like, attack all the time, but your defense is going to leave you.
You don't have to have clean sheets. You just have to score more if you're playing in that system.
Yeah,
and they do. I mean, they had something. It was they had like the 3rd most goals in all across Europe.
Are they still? No, they're not. Milan are number 1 in Serie A now.
Yeah, Milan's been killing it. I don't know who that manager is though.
I don't know. It's Inzaghi, isn't it?
Is it?
I think it might be.
Is it?
If it's not him, I was watching the end of a Milan game and they showed him, and he's a manager of whatever team they were playing.
Current manager who serves as head coach of Benevento. So they're one of the. They're in and out of the top tier.
Yeah, so that's who they were playing. So that makes sense. And I think the most
Stefano Pioli. That's the Milan manager.
Never heard of him.
Italian football manager.
Who's the most informed player in the world right now, other than that's not named Bruno Fernandes? Holland. Dude, I was looking up his.
It's not even close.
His stats, like his attacking stats, and like usually players have so in the Leicester match, Rashford had 3 shots. 1 went in, and then the other 2 were like there was one where he's like here, like standing 2 foot away from the goal, heads it over, right, open, just heads it over, and then the other one he was 1-on-1 with the keeper, and the keeper saved it, right. He only had an expected goals that game of like 1.03, I believe. So technically, he scored the amount of goals that he was predicted to score, right? But when you look at it, you're like, no, he should be scoring that, right? But usually, on average, a top player has a goal every 4 to 5, maybe 6 shots, right? It kind of depends on who you are. If you have 1 to 4, you're like a great finisher, right? Which is what Martial had when he last year until this year. He was at like a goal every 4th shot. Haaland is at a goal every 2.78 shots. So technically it's 3, but it's like 2 and then like I don't know how to explain it, but
yeah, there's like a 50% permissible chance that the
so,
third one will go. Yeah,
so
sure.
Basically, the dude is a machine.
He fucks.
And
he fucks hard.
He is, yeah.
All right, Fiorentina were doing really well.
Yeah.
All right.
Crap now?
Well, that's Pioli. That's why they were doing well. The coaches had Milan. Yeah,
gotcha,
they brought him in.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I was just reading his shit. Thought that was interesting. But no, Haaland is, I mean,
without question,
without question. It's,
who's
amongst
I think
all players though. It's not just like 19-year-olds. He's showing grown men up.
I think the most informed defender in the world is it Theo or Lucas Hernandez who plays the AC Milan?
Theo.
Dude. He fucks.
You're saying informed defender or an informed
like
attack? Like he's
he plays defender, but he is definitely at top 3 in form right now.
Yeah. I mean, they're undefeated. He scores. Yeah, I'll agree.
Watching
fast
him play is
like too. He's so fast.
He's like what Arsenal fans want Bellerin to be, really. Except he's a left back, not a right back.
True.
I don't know who else you could say.
Well, like a standout, like center back. I mean, like there's nobody been impressive this year so far.
Not in defensively anyway.
No.
Last year you could say Ramos because he was scoring as well as.
Yeah, there's not even any like kids coming up like Delict right now.
I don't even think he's getting games at Juventus.
It's probably not. I mean, Chiellini and what's his face are still there. He's not going to Bonucci.
Yeah, the racist Bonucci. Yeah,
and I doubt they retire for another 2 or 3 years. I mean,
Chiellini, dude, I thought he was like 50. He has been around for so long.
I think it was a dumb move. You're the top prospect center back going to a club that is renowned for its 3 main center backs that they only play.
Yeah.
You're not going to play, dude.
Yeah. And the thing is, the third center back, they constantly switch around too. Like they had, who's that one guy who, I think he was at Chelsea and then Juventus bought him. I'm completely fucking that up, but they had one guy and then they had another guy and they would constantly rotate the 2 of them in and then they sold the 2 of them and then brought him back in. And then Bonucci left to AC Milan and then came back a year later.
He was on loan.
Why did they loan him? Like what?
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if Italian football is ever going to be what it was because of the amount of match fixing that was going on.
It's getting back right now.
But then the thing is, like, can you trust it? Is it actually real or is it match fixing or is it, you know what I mean? Who and Kieran Trippier?
Well, I think there's more transparency now when Atalanta's second in the league that there's not so much match fix, as much probably.
Kieran Trippier, he's like banned for 10 games.
For not speaking Spanish.
No, betting.
Oh yeah.
What was it? Did you know anything about that?
I
just saw it.
Yeah, I saw the title of an ad or article, but it just said banned for gambling, which would be funny as fuck if he's gambling on his own team and then was he?
I don't know. That's not. I need to look into that. But
that'd be sick.
If he was gambling on his own team and they were winning, I don't see why that's a problem. Unless it's known that there's match fixing. But if he was gambling on his own team to lose and then they lost because of him, then yeah, you're fixing the game.
Yeah.
But if you're like,
you can't get in trouble for gambling. I mean, maybe you can in Spain. I don't know. However they do it, but I wouldn't imagine you can't gamble because you play the same sport.
Yeah, I feel like that's bullshit. If you're, I can see the gray area if you're betting on your own team, but if you're betting on
that's the only exception.
If you're betting on something else, like what is it? You have no control over that.
Yeah, that's nobody else's business at all. So,
and how do you even get caught for that? I guess someone has to turn you in if you put in a bet or something, or someone turned him in or something. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. Probably shouldn't have brought it up without looking into it. But
that was a weird move for him going to Atletico. Of all the
yeah, but I think he knew his time at Spurs was over.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean his time in England is over. And I've told you this, but if they're not youth products, I think it just feels tacky to me personally when an English player leaves the best league in the world to go play in in your Spanish team. Atletico is never going to win.
Yeah.
You see, I mean, I understand like there's an opening position there, and you want to get paid, and there's a place to play. But it just like that's always been a weird one for me. Spanish players leaving Spain is another one, and I think it's just because of how concentric like both of those leagues are to their nationality. You know what I mean? Because in Spain it's almost all Spanish people. In England it's a lot of the same.
Yeah, I mean you could argue the same with German, but yeah, I don't know. It's super weird.
Yeah, I'd argue harder over Germany than Spain. Then.
When I saw that transfer to Atletico, I was like, that is a fucking weird one. And then I saw like a week ago that he's linked with United, of course. So
who?
Trippier, which wouldn't be a terrible buy if it was cheap, but like, how about we not go for a guy who couldn't get into a Spurs team and go to Atletico, who's not even in that team.
Couldn't get into that Spurs team.
Yeah.
You see, like, who was the other fullback that they had then?
Him and Arya. Two of them.
Was he starting every game prior to... No, Dyer would go out there sometimes too, but...
He started more than Arya did when
Trippier.
Pochettino was there, yeah. And then even when Mourinho was first there, and then all of a sudden... It was the same thing with Danny Rose.
What's the...
Danny Rose was literally told, you're leaving, and Mourinho would still play him. Yeah, I don't get it. And then I saw that because Memphis isn't signing a new deal with Lyon because he feels that they fucked him over from a move to Barcelona last summer.
They did.
Okay. I don't know the details. I'm just what he said.
He wanted to leave. He had a year left on his contract.
Yeah, and now Lyon are like, we'll take $5 million for him, so we don't let him, so he doesn't go for free.
Yeah, because they thought he'll sign back on when we give him a new contract. He don't want to be here.
No,
he's gone through 3 strikers since he's been here.
And then I've seen like
it was Dembele, Lacazette, and then the Mariano guys at Madrid. Now he's gone through 3 strikers while he's been there, and y'all keep selling all the good players. He's never going to win.
Where did Dembele go? I thought he was still at Lyon.
That's the third one. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and so it's like, but he's not going to be there. Like they're going to sell him.
Yeah.
So why would he stay? You sold. You're about to sell Aouar. You sold Ndombele.
Now Aouar is already at PSG. Like it's like it's basically like a Werner Ziyech thing when they left their clubs early.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's what Aouar is doing right now.
So why the fuck would Memphis want to stay?
Completely agree. And I've seen that he's linked with United, and I've seen that he's also linked
I'll
with
fucking
Arsenal.
take him. I'll take him. He can play anywhere on the front 3.
Yeah.
Has done.
If it was for $5 million, I wouldn't say no.
We have first recall, too.
We
have first dibs.
With him?
With him. Yeah.
Huh.
Uh-huh. So,
dude, did you know?
We have first
say. I didn't put this together.
And for $5 million, we probably will get him.
If he...
For $5 million, we have first dibs.
Yeah. I didn't think about this until the other day because I was rewatching like stuff about when Louis van Gaal was manager of United. Dude, so he brought in Daley Blind and Memphis Depay, right? Played both. Memphis Depay came in, he was for the first month he was player of the month, right? And he was unreal. Then he kind of like lost the plot a little bit and wasn't as good. And then Mourinho came in and got rid of both Memphis Depay and Daley Blind. And then Mourinho, the way he was trying to play when he got rid of Daley Blind...
He needed Daley Blind.
And he needed Memphis Depay. So it was like...
Did you just not like Dutch people? Is that why you
I think
shipped
it
him
was.
out? Or?
I think Mourinho is a very simple person. He tries to seem like he does very simple things to where you can narrow it down to him being arrogant almost every time.
Yeah.